Hello, Facebook self-care people. Welcome. See if you can see my space well enough. Working with some new equipment, so thank you for your patience. Cindy Velez Mejia here, wanting to welcome you to Wellness Wednesday Self-Care, licensed massage therapist, business organization, massage intuition. Thank you so much for joining again on Wednesday. Licensed massage therapist here, and from everyone saying hello. Hope you're staying well, safe. Ash, welcome. And always like to start off by stating that one, I value your support. If you're coming back, welcome again. If this is your first time, thanks for joining. Second, as a licensed massage therapist, as much as we love to help and take care of people, if there are any medical conditions, prescriptions, or restrictions that might prevent you from getting involved in some of these guided sessions that I do, please let that take precedent and feel free to maybe just watch to be able to enjoy some of the relaxation benefits from massage. Today I'm introducing something maybe new for some. Some of you may be active practitioners of it. Others may have a set but not sure what to do with it. And that's going to be cupping therapy. So if you've not heard of cupping therapy, I'm going to show you. I actually have two sets. So the first one here is, these are just examples of like silicone cupping. Probably most common, a great introductory, and we'll talk about why would you use this. Really became pretty famous in 2016 when individuals in the Olympics were utilizing cupping. You may have identified it most from marks on the back. So this is cupping therapy. I do offer it. I've had real benefit offering it to quite a few of my clients. So we'll talk about that. If you don't have these today, you can still watch. You can see if you see some benefit to it, and maybe you can reach out to me if you're interested in like what set to get. So that's the silicone set, probably most common. You can pick up from Amazon. I'm happy to help you guide through, if you are interested in the set. And then there are a bit more kind of detailed sets. If you see this one, this is not glass, it's actually plastic cupping that comes with a handheld, if you will, kind of pressure gun and tubing. And what this set does is as you set these down, each cup has kind of like a suction tube. This gun with the tubing is what applies and creates the vacuum seal, because we're going to learn that's what cupping does. These can be purchased in glass, even with a heating mechanism. That's probably the most common Eastern style of cupping. Very therapeutic. So what is it? How do I do it? Is it safe to do to myself? Why would I use it? So let's talk about when it started. 2016, the Olympics. Swimmers' muscles, imagine with those amount of laps, really any athlete, were really burning and getting a lot of tension. And so massage is known, right, to improve circulation, lessen tension, bring just oxygenation and circulation to the whole body. What they found with this old Eastern method is that instead of downward pressure to create circulation, it's almost a vacuum. I'll do it. Sometimes it's hard to do on the arm. Right, so if I just pinch and unleash that on here, it's creating a vacuum. You may not be able to see, but my skin is pulled up into that, okay? So it creates this vacuum seal on the skin. Usually are used on meatier parts of the body, so it can be used, like on a shoulder. And it can be stagnant, which means I'm just going to leave this here. Walk around. Usually recommended about 3 to 5 minutes. But with that vacuum and the skin being pulled up, so the reality is the fascia, that top layer is being pulled up and it's pulling blood there, right? It's oxygenating through circulation, that blood. When I pull that off, see that? See that mark there that it leaves? That's an indication of increased circulation. It happens with therapeutic massage too. You can be getting massaged and, oh, my back is red. It needed blood. So that's what cupping does. And so I will go through not a very lengthy, but just an idea of kind of the two most common styles, and that's going to be what we would call stagnant cupping, where we're going to place a couple, and I'm going to show my thighs, kind of a meatier part of the body. This can be done at the base of feet, depending on the size, right? This would be a little bit better maybe for the bottom of the feet. It can be done on the shoulders. You can, if you're doing self, you could reach over and do some on the upper back. You can definitely get your lower back and leave cups there. And it's simply a suction. We're going to want to apply some lotion or oil, because I'll also show some gliding techniques that you can do with cupping and how that can help with increasing. I will say this, my personal experience has been clients with such delicate issues such as fibromyalgia have actually really benefited because their muscles are often dehydrated. They have found that just leaving these on stagnant for just a couple of minutes helps to really promote circulation. So I've been pleasantly surprised. I have one client who at times can't receive any other treatment, but will have me, when we were able to see each other, would have me come by and do cupping. All right, so let's begin. And I am going to try to show it on my leg, and even some movement you can do, but you're going to want to lotion, oil up the area pretty well. You're going to want to be able to get a good glide. Of course, I'm excitedly using my body care products. Today, I'm featuring Citrus, and thank you for all those who have been supporting. I've been having a lot of fun making these products. So I'm going to get the leg pretty good and show you, try to be fair, maybe face you on so you can see what I'm going to do. Because this is, for me, a meatier part of the body, you can use, there are some large, this would really be good for the back, right? Because you can imagine I can put 2 cups on this side on either kind of blade and I could work down. But I'm going to go ahead. So if you happen to have a set or think about getting one, right before you get to the skin, you just pinch, right? You're just going to pinch that to kind of create a vacuum because it's going to want to open back up. But now if it's placed on my thigh and it opens back up, it actually pulls my thigh up, okay? So that's got a pretty good chunk in there. I can take another if I'm going to do the stagnant movement. Pinch and place also on the top of my thigh. I can even go smaller. I've got a little itty bitty one here that I would probably use for my arms. You know, they do cupping on the face too. And I'll just put that one up. I might not have enough meat by my knees. Okay, so this is just a visual example, right? I could clearly have lined them up straight. This is really good for the IT bands, and I'll move them here in a moment. If you're going to do stagnant cupping, so I'm just leaving them on, I recommend 3 to 5 minutes. And I can do things with my leg. So right now, okay, my leg was bent, hanging over. I can straighten the leg and bend it. Obviously, with that movement, I am adjusting my muscles, right? So flexed and extending. And that does create for some additional circulation and almost a little bit of a self-massage. Let me comment on this. If it hurts to put this on, like excruciating pain, kind of like we've talked about through our sessions, then you may want to adjust the amount of pressure, and that could mean taking it completely off and maybe pinching a little bit less for it to not take up so much. If you do this extension and the cups are just falling off, it may not be enough suction. So you may want to also do that reapplication, okay? So I've got stagnant, we call this stagnant cupping because I'm not moving them around. They're staying put. I can do extension. Some people do squats with these on, but 3 to 5 minutes. And then you could just pop them off. Now you can pinch it again to take it off. You'll feel that loosen. You can actually just pull it off. And I'm not sure if you're able to see, but that's left a bit of marking on the leg. Okay, so there's some marks there, and that just indicates what we've talked about. Blood flow has been brought there. Let me quickly show you how I could do that for the IT bands. So I still have that butter on there. I can do a big one. This could get a little slippery now with my hands, but I pinch and I let that sit. You know, I can line them up kind of like we had. Pinch another one and let that, and you can glide them once they're on. We'll talk about that in a moment. But I just wanted to show you stagnant on IT bands and let them sit. So that might look a little awkward, but that's on the IT band. Same thing. You can straighten the leg. Oop, I lost one. That could happen. I could just be sitting or laying down. I can really feel on this top one that pulling up, that muscle release. Again, 3 to 5 minutes. And then I can release. And do you see, can you see that marking? Yeah, it's leaving quite a bit of marking. Something to consider if you do plan on doing some cupping. Depending on the need and the amount of circulation needed, those marks can stay for 24 to 48 hours. So maybe something to think about in the summertime before you go do cupping on your shoulders, or you might be totally fine with it and explain, but just something to keep in mind. I've had people at dance events ask, if I do cupping, how long will these marks be here? So just something, yeah, something to keep in mind. Welcome Tosh and welcome Jay, glad to have you. Now, how does gliding work? So that was stagnant, and for those just joining, I'm going to show stagnant on the shoulder. But how does gliding cupping work? Well, if I go back to, I'm going to stick with the same leg, and you may need to reapply. Grab some of that MI body butter, but you may need to reapply some oil, because for gliding, I'm now going to take my suction cup, take my silicone cup, and I'm going to start wherever. Let's start, my meteor is up here. And with gliding, I'm just going to literally slide the cupping. I'm just sliding it. And I could, let's just do sliding first. And it may loosen, right? The end, obviously the end of, by my knee may have less. So I'm just sliding it. Now, with the slide, you can also pull up a little bit. So you could literally just slide the cup, or you could pull up. And I will do that quite a bit on my fibromyalgia clients. So I'll get it, let's say on their back. And then as I move, I'll pull up a little bit and pull up a little bit and create more suction in there. Now there might be spots in your body, like for me, the inner thigh, it's tender in there to actually do some of this cupping. So I may go very light on the cupping and just allow it to rotate. Or I may leave stagnant and leave the cupping there alone. Okay, so again, the idea there is to promote circulation. We've gone over stagnant, where we're just oiling it, placing the cup, so we're pinching, in this case, the silicone, allow the meat to go up into the cup. Stagnant, I leave them, I can even line them up, or gliding, where I start to move the cup while I do. It should not be overly painful, and you will be exploring your body. So maybe out here on the distal side of the thigh, I can handle a lot of pressure, but I notice like up in here, that hurts a bit. So I can loosen or release some of the suction and reapply it. For some who find that there are parts of the body where deep pressure just doesn't work, or it tickles there, it really tickles to work my inner thigh, or it tickles to work something, but I know I have tension, cupping might be your solution. Being able to still promote relaxation, pull that muscle up, extra blood getting to that area, could be the relief you need. So you might be wanting to give that a try. So for the lower body, the first thing I went over was just stagnant, and that's kind of on the meatier pieces. Make sure to butter it up, oil it up, and come see MI for that. Placing the cups, and they can stay stagnant, remember, 3 to 5 minutes. Or we can do gliding, where after we've oiled the area, we'll allow the cupping to start to move. And it can be really light, where I'm just letting it glide through, or I can lift a little. In this case, I took it off, but I can lift a little and enhance circulation movement. Okay? Now, cupping can be done anywhere, which is one of the benefits, especially with like a fibromyalgia client. You can actually put cups, if you have the privilege to have someone at home with you, over the spine. Right? So for massage, contraindicated. We're never going to work directly on your spine, but the cupping can go straight over the spine because it's pulling muscle up and not applying any pressure to any needed and necessary organs that can handle pressure, and where the bones. So neat feature about cupping. Let me show you on the shoulder. Almost said soldier. And visibility wise, this might be easier. I don't know if it's gonna be easier on my tongue, but it'll be easier. So I'm gonna do both. This is the Citrus Massage Body Butter. A few more fragrances coming out, so stay tuned. If you didn't know, I'm a massage therapist who makes body care products, and I'm really enjoying it. So for those that have been supporting, thank you. I'm going to take 2, so for those just joining, I can show both methods. Sometimes on the shoulder it could be hard. I've got a good amount of meat down here, but you want to kind of reach areas that normally bother. So let's say I went straight on the shoulder. Okay, I'm going to let this one be stagnant. Okay, so ready to get that concept of stagnant. Suction cup is there. I don't think you can catch it, but it's like popped in there. Kind of interesting or gross. I don't know what you think of it. So that's a stagnant cupping. And again, pulling in and creating blood circulation. Now I could put another, let's try here. Okay, ooh, that one made noise, right? So now they're both stagnant. It is not uncommon during massage therapy to leave one stagnant and let the other glide. Okay, so this has got good suction. I can go back in here, can roll over the shoulder, and you may see what's happening color-wise. Like there is definite pull. You can see that red and white happening, so blood is being pulled up into this area. Okay, and I can glide all around that one. So not uncommon in my treatments. Oh, I'm really having a lot of pain in my right or left shoulder. I have this guy a little low, but I may put a stagnant cup, then work around their back in other areas and let this one do the gliding. Okay, so think about the dynamics of that, right? Massage manual therapy, I'm applying pressure usually the same direction. Sometimes it's smooth and it's going in 2 directions. Here we are applying the suction, and yet actively around that, blood is rushing here. We're also promoting movement and oxygenation by doing this. It's a great technique, absolutely great technique. So this one's been moving, probably not going to leave color. Let's see what this does. Yeah, so there's a bit of a ring there, warmth there as well. Really cool technique, really effective technique. If you've noticed, again, referring to like when it became really big in the public eye with the Olympics 4 years ago, swimmers were doing the stagnant technique and more likely using probably my other set with these more structured cups that then this creates, there's a hose and it pulls up, okay? Now there also are techniques where right before obviously using a glass one, they'll put it near a heat source, flame, and what that does is it sucks the oxygen, any oxygen out, so that when it goes on the skin in a search for oxygen, it just pulls the muscle up into them. It can look pretty awkward, but same concept. So they would leave that on for 5, sometimes longer than that, 10 minutes to just cause heating, right? Have you ever maybe got a pre-event or pre-sport massage and there's friction? Warm up the muscle. That's the concept here. Warm up the muscle that way. These spots are warm. And so what I've done to myself with the cupping is created kind of the opposite of manual friction with massage, but we've created suction, and that now is creating blood pool, being pulled to the area. So that's how it works. It can be done anywhere. Sometimes it's not recommended on areas of the body that may have, for example, a lot of hair, because it could be painful. With the right amount of lotion or oil, it can be effective. There are different cups. So if you've ever gone for a facial and you've had cupping done, it's very different than this. It's usually a longer, thinner one, but it can be done. For the sake of just kind of showing you, I'll use a smaller one on my face if I can. And yeah, it can just get pulled around. The thinner ones, man down, the thinner ones are more effective because it's a smaller base, so then the movement, it doesn't loosen up, right? Because it's not a very large flat surface that way. But you can do cupping on your face, and you can do it on your neck as well. I'll grab another here, but you can do it on your neck as well. So if I lotioned this up and created a little suction, I could go up and down the neck as well and do some gliding and offer relief. There's nowhere it can't be done. I've worked on people where I think some of you were with me, and we worked on some of our pec minor muscles. Cupping could be effective for that as well. You know, it can fit as long as you get that suction. You could leave it, or you could do some gliding to create that pulling action as well. Cupping can be done on the feet. And actually, next week's session will not be live, though I love seeing everyone here and appreciate your presence. It will be pre-recorded, and it will be footwork. And I will go over some of the technique of how to apply cupping to the feet. I've done sessions where, and I miss doing sessions, the client is face down, I expose their feet, do a nice foot rub, and then leave cups on their feet, so that circulation is still being promoted on the feet as well. So just a very short introduction to cupping. If there are questions, you can chime in now. You can always leave comments. This will be posted on my YouTube page. Please follow and subscribe. Be happy to have you there, especially because more content is being loaded there. 1 week we're together live. The following week there'll just be a YouTube video. So please subscribe to Massage Intuition with Cindy. And the with is just a W. Massage Intuition with Cindy. I'll make sure to post that. And we'll go over some cupping on the feet technique. If you've never had cupping, aren't sure, could it hurt, feel free to message me. I can talk about sets, or maybe you want to do just a trial. Amazon even sells sometimes just 2 or 3 of the smaller ones, and you might find that that's a good trial. It is a very effective technique that can offer relief, self-care, or access to maybe an area that normally you can't get massaged, or you haven't been able to get relief from. So feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to answer any questions. Again, the 2 main techniques we went over today: stagnant, so just like I have here, where the suction will promote the circulation, or what we call gliding, where we start some movement. I'm actually just, in this case, just moving it, not pulling it, nothing else, just moving it. Or I can do, if I can get a good suction, I can do some upward pulling and glide and pull and glide and pull up a little bit. See, not enough to loosen it, but enough to pull the skin up. Yeah, it's got the skin in there good. Yeah, okay. And that's how cupping works. I hope it helped a little bit. maybe it explained to you, why would I even do this method? What good is it? Do I have to use fire? Do I have to walk away with those circles? Mine go away rather quickly. I would expect by tomorrow afternoon. I'll inform you if they're gone, but it does offer a lot of relief. If you are in a location where you can get them, get massages, see if they offer cupping, and make sure that they're comfortable with it, because you don't want the suction to be too much. But on the back, cupping done along with massage, but 2 suction cups, just being able to work down the spine is very therapeutic, very relaxing. The back of the legs, sometimes calf muscles are so tight. I had a runner once, and he had to do an emergency visit to see me, and I did cupping on the calves. There was just cramping and charley horsing, and he just couldn't handle touch. But the cupping, just letting them sit stagnant, helped tremendously. So just another amazing aspect of massage, a wonderful thing to learn. I'm grateful that we had a course in it, and that I've been able to practice cupping. So I hope that that was helpful to you. As always, thank you for allowing me this platform. Please share, invite people. Again, if they can't join at the live, I'm recording. This is going to be on my YouTube channel right after we're done. So please inform people. You don't have to join just at the live. I do want to help. I love that I've had this platform. Self-care in action. Help me help you is kind of my new drive. Thank you for supporting my product line, MI Body Care. I'm loving it. I have new fragrances coming out, new ideas, new therapeutic ways. It can be a real special treat. It could be daily care as a moisturizer. Great, no problems for eczema. It's helped with sunburn. And this month I'm really promoting self-care amongst men. So thank you to those who have bought for men who maybe just don't think about taking care of themselves. It's been a real honor to be able to gift men self-care and to take care of themselves. So please, thank you. I appreciate your donations and support. I think it's already been commented. Thank you, Jay, but I will put the body care line on here. I will make sure to tag my YouTube page as well. I support the community with health issues. We've got so many social issues going on and so many other things coming up. There are many heavy hearts out there dealing with so much. Please take a little time for yourself. Take a little time, and so many are starting to do that. If I can help in any way, I'm happy to. This is Cindy Velez Mejia coming to you from Massage Intuition headquarters in Oklahoma City, sending only love, positive vibes, and support out there. Thank you for those who took the time to join. Next week, foot care only on the YouTube channel. So please make sure to subscribe. And if you'd like to go ahead and experiment and even sample some of the products we have to help you feel the love that I have for what I do and for you, please visit my online store, MI Body Care, and I will make sure to put that in the comments as well. Stay safe, everyone. Stay true to yourself. Take care of yourself. And I hope that if you need anything, I can be reached just by a message. Thank you again for joining Massage Intuition. We'll see you next week. I appreciate your time, always.